Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Level 2 VR. My name is Tom. I'm one half of the Level 2 Gamers. This is Keegan. He's the other half of the Level 2 Gamers.
What's up,
and
guys?
We're here with your weekly VR chat show, Level 2 VR.
Yeah.
We are Level 2.
We are. We're the second level.
We are the second level.
That's what my shirt, well, my shirt says L2G.
Mostly because we find it really hard to ever get past the second level of any game.
Well, have I told you, this is going to be a little tangent real quick at the beginning. Have I told you where I thought of level 2 from?
Mm-mm.
So level 1 is usually the tutorial. Level 2 is when you get into the game. At least that's the story I've been telling people.
Okay.
It actually came from us being, what can we call ourselves? And came up with the names.
You make a backstory that fits the random name well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second level
Get into the game. Maybe we could do that.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Intro's over.
But yeah, that's what I've been telling people. Is like, where'd level 2 come from? Well, actually, the second level is where the tutorial ends and the game begins, which is true for most. Well,
I like
not
it.
all games, but
I
most
like it.
games.
Anyways,
back to VR.
VR.
What do we got this week?
So for this week, we're going to be going through the news in various different chunks, and then we should have a bit of gameplay for you at the end. But let's start with some new games, because it's new game day when we record.
New game day.
And new game day this week for VR means Nog.
Gnog.
One of those.
Nog. I think it's Nog.
I'm choosing to represent the
No
G
G.
as silence.
Yeah, no
yes.
G.
Nog is what I'm going with.
Did you play the demo or the beta?
I did. I didn't like it. I got to be honest. And I don't want that to be a disrespect to the developers because the game is really good.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing at all.
I was funny because I told you we were sitting over at your couch, which is actually right over there. Fun fact in Real World, it's actually over there.
We're in a studio.
But I was like, I liked it, and then I didn't, and you're like, what? I think you actually laughed at me.
I did laugh at you because that's the stupidest phrase.
So the way I said it, explaining myself, is it was fun the first few levels. I had a lot of fun with the puzzle elements and all that, but I don't think it didn't change enough. And again, this is just based off the demo. I didn't play the full game, but it didn't change enough for me to like, I'm hooked. And you know how much I love puzzle games. So that was.
And saying that though, the price is somewhat appropriate. It's only $15.
Yes.
So it's definitely worth a risk.
Especially if you like puzzle. Well,
if you like puzzle games,
because
it's
I like
kind of
puzzles
space alien-y. There's a lot of cute kind of humor to it, but just not really my thing. But it might be your thing. So go and check out the trailer on the PSN store and decide for yourself on that one.
Nog.
One game that I did pick up this week, and I'm really excited to try it because I'm a massive nerd, and that is Quiz Night Tonight.
We are young.
Let's just say Quiz Night Tonight developers are the shit. They have been in and out of the PSVR forum for the last couple weeks now, and they just pop in randomly and are like, hey, who wants 20 codes, guys? And then they just throw out the codes.
Have you gotten any?
I've not won any yet. I've tried. They were really cool. Like, they were trying to explain the game well, and they wanted everyone's support, and they were looking forward to reviews today. And so yeah, I picked it up, man. I thought, fuck it. And it's also a little cheaper.
It really looks like based on the trailer, because I thought it was just a normal quiz show. You stay in the corner, you hit the button, and you're done. But there's other things involved.
There's some mini games in there. Yeah, it kind of reminds you a little bit of Buzz, if you remember the Buzz games.
No, it reminds me of Double Dare 2000 from TV.
I've not seen that,
so
but I have played Buzz.
It's a quiz show, and at the end you have So the way that works is you have a question. You can pass the question or answer the question. If you pass it, then the next team gets more points. So it starts at 50. You pass it to go 100. They pass it back as 200. They pass it. You get then what's called a physical challenge.
Okay.
Which is then like a mini game you play. So that
might be similar. What the kind of cool thing about it is it does run a little bit like Sports Bar VR, where you get to see the other players. You can see their move sticks, and you can also see the headset. So you can like woo and like wave at people or just like flip them off from a distance.
I'm waiting for the day that we have full avatars because you know that's going to be it.
I really hope so.
It's going to be terrifying.
It's going to be great. But I picked it up for 12, which is currently for PS Plus members. It's 12 down from 15, and I'm really excited.
I'm probably going to pick it up too. It caught my interest.
Might even be the game we play at the end of this session today. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. So
we don't plan ahead.
I say we do that one. I think unless it's. Do you think it would be DRM? Not DRM. What's the other word?
Yeah, that's the word.
HDCP.
HDCP. That's DRM.
Hopefully
I don't know. hey, developers, if you're watching this, is your game VR?
We want to show your game, so hopefully you didn't screw us.
Yeah.
Because we might.
It's not licensed, though, I'm guessing, so it should be good.
It should be good. And then for the other deal for VR, since that was a little bit of a deal there on the quiz night, Volume. Volume is a game that a lot of people
I didn't know this was a VR
didn't know it was VR. Prime example.
Because you're like, this is a VR. I was like, I don't think so.
I'm sure I saw it floating around in one of the, like, not the made for VR, but the ones that have a VR mode, which is what this game does. It essentially looks a little bit like an isometric version of Metal Gear Solid, like not in terms of the story gameplay, but just the stealth mechanics. So if you ever played those like VR missions, not like this VR, like the old VR missions, then they were like this a lot. They were like you're in a computer generated room and you have to like hide indoors and not alert people. They have torches for like area that they can see and everything.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's all right. People that play Metal Gear do.
The only VR thing I played before this generation of VR was I was in an arcade one time that had a big crazy.
Well, no, this isn't a previous generation of VR. This is like they literally had DLC for Metal Gear called VR experiences, and they were basically like you were in a control room. It was supposed to be VR. It was VR in the Metal Gear game.
Yeah, but not for you're not playing VR. Your
character is in VR.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, meta.
Could you imagine playing a game in VR? Sword Art Online.
That's not. Although I'm sure that's going to happen at some point.
His head just melted.
So Volume, if you're into it, is actually 5 down from 20. That's a
That's a 75% sale.
Yeah, you want yourself a quick and easy VR game just to check out or add to your catalog, then you can't do much better than that. $5 down from 20. So getting into the news, because there's a lot of it this week, and I'm excited because a lot of it is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the news where we finished the news last time. Which was the last time we were talking about aliens, which is not your favorite subject, but
we're talking about the green guy that came down to
not quite
to Roswell, right?
The xenomorph style alien, and so we talked about how Ridley Scott had said he wants to do an alien VR experience, but that it was probably going to be shitty because it looked like the
Mars, unearthing Mars,
the Martian experience. And then we also talked a little bit about Alien Isolation too. But Alien, the actual official kind of account for Alien, posted
like Alien.
Horror begins at conception. Alien Covenant in Utero, a virtual reality experience on Oculus now. Alien VR, AMD, and there's a really gross like blood picture of a chest burster, although it does kind of look like a Nirvana album with the title.
Yeah, because in Utero was a Nirvana.
Exactly.
They had a song called "Rape Me." That was the first Nirvana song I ever heard.
Yeah. But it's cool, man. Like I don't know anything about this. I haven't experienced it yet. We don't have an Oculus, so I'm really hoping
Oculus
it comes
only.
to
I'm guessing then, based on that post there. It's also AMD. It looks like sponsored it because the hashtag is Alien VR AMD.
Yeah. So, yeah, Alien Covenant in Utero. I'm assuming it's some kind of a tie-in to the movie, which I'm also really excited about. But that's an alien experience in VR. It might not be the one Ridley was talking about. It probably isn't, actually. But, yeah, it's there, guys. Go check it out.
That's the thing with licensed games. You never know where they're going to come from.
Yeah.
So,
especially when so many people have their hands in a franchise. Like Aliens
I don't know, like
all over the place.
Spider-Man.
I think it's 4 different directors for 4 movies.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, the question is who owns the actual, like...
I don't even.
Alien's
I should
name.
Probably know that.
I don't.
And then the other news, some other news. There's plenty more to go. Is that Chet Faliszek?
Chet You Betcha?
Yeah.
From Fairly Odd Parents?
No.
You know who that
is. The Vive VR ambassador left Valve.
This actually broke this morning. I found it when I was going through looking up some other news for the podcast, and I was like, hey, you might want to add this to yours. He was a vocal person for
He was
VR.
the kind of the head guy pushing Valve VR, and you have the guy that's been in the company for 10 years, has had his hands in everything from he co-wrote the storylines even for the Half-Life series, for Portal series. He's had his hands in some other games like Left 4 Dead, Counter-Strike. Just a huge guy at Valve, and this is 12 years of experience.
He's actually like 500 pounds. He's a huge guy.
And
it made you laugh.
He's been working as this kind of ambassador or a liaison for Valve in terms of with VR developers to try and bring more experiences to the HTC Vive. And the dude left, and he said,
I wonder why.
He said it wasn't like bad terms; it was amicable, but then so was everyone.
Yeah.
But it's kind of somewhat of a blow, I would say, to HTC. I mean, it's not like they're not going to keep doing what they're doing, but at the same time,
the Vive is now dead.
No, it's not that.
Come back a year later, HTC Vive is dead.
But it's a notable.
It's a noticeable absence. It's kind of like the Uncharted when they had the all the things happen there at Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Same concept where it's like they'll still keep going. It'll probably turn out some great things, but it is something that there's going to be something missing for a little while.
You have to recognize it.
Yes.
Because that's a maybe an edge for Oculus and PSVR over Vive. It may also be that Vive comes back 3 times as strong. So we'll see how it goes. But I thought it was worth bringing in here. And then we have a little... there's actually a YouTube clip below in the description for you. There's a game called Age of Heroes Online, which is a VR RPG. And we've been talking about this for some time now, a good VR RPG. It looks pretty great in terms of, like, you have mage skills, you have archery, you have all the sort of, like, the RPG tropes, decent amount of enemies. The one thing I didn't see was movement.
Yeah, I was going to say
Which
movement
makes me sad.
and control.
Yeah.
Is going to be of those weapons, especially with, like, bow and arrow.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I guess it would be somewhat...
I mean, it's going to be fun, but at the same time, like, I don't think it should be allowed to be called an RPG unless it's an RPG, unless you're actually, like, I know it means role-playing game, but you should be able to move around. So I don't know if there is, like, if they just didn't show it in the trailer for whatever reason, but it could be teleporting as well, which would be a little sad, but it's an online RPG. It's in VR. If you're interested in it, Age of Heroes is the name of it.
As we mentioned in the podcast a couple days ago, I feel like the teleportation initially for VR was a good thing because it made sure people weren't sick.
Yeah.
But now with Resident Evil coming out and with games where you are able to move, it's like, okay, you can move in VR and you can be fine. And I think we're to the point where it should start becoming expected unless the game has an otherwise reason to not do it.
Unless it's a part of the actual way you play the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, Batman, it would have been really cool with, like, Batman Arkham VR, looking back on it, to instead of teleporting around the room, be able to walk to that area somehow.
Yeah.
So, things like that. I think it's getting... which is good, because that also means we're having higher expectations for VR. It's not just this thing. So
yeah, we're getting to the point where we're getting picky.
Yeah, which is...
But, you know...
That's dangerous.
That's the free market, man. That's how games are going to rise and fall. But if you're interested in it, go check it out in the description below. The trailer's right there. Next bit of news we have is something that I thought you might really like. It's a new VR type thing. Stop cheating. I'm going to tell you about it. So I didn't even know where you are on your list. It's a new VR experience called NextVR. And what it is the bigger sporting companies, let's say like the NBA, are starting to implement these special cameras in different areas of the courts so that people can watch as if they were courtside or behind the basket or whatever. And they've started implementing this relatively recently. And it's kind of cool. Streaming? Is it... This is like, this match is going on tonight. I want to be there, but I'm going to do it in VR instead of actually being there. So I think that's awesome, and I've said before, I think like VR concerts are going to be a thing. I think this has got a market for it. My concern technologically right now is 2 things. One, internet. So the internet's a finicky thing sometimes, and if you drop frames or if you lose resolution, you'd be a little frustrated. Buffering, it's like, okay, is this free? Do you know? That's the other question I have. I don't. I wouldn't imagine so. Because if it's like pay $50 to go to an event, I expect a different quality than it's like, you pay $4 a month. I feel like it might be like a bonus thing you can buy as part of like, like you have that, what is it, My NBA or whatever? Yeah. Or like one of those sporting things where you get to watch all the games. It's probably going to end up as an addition to something like that. But there's been no word. Which would be good then. I don't have then I have a different level of expectation for it versus if I'm buying it by itself. Right. I have a certain level of making sure it doesn't buffer, it doesn't do this, doesn't do that. It's a cool concept, and I want it to be successful because I think it's a really cool thing for, like, I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. They play in Phoenix, Arizona. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. There's a few thousand miles between us. I would love to go to a Suns game, and they could do multiple things. One, you have the different cameras around the arena, or you could sit on the bench next to the coach. Like, how cool would that be? If like you're sitting next to your coach, or I'm a Saints fan. I don't pick any teams in St. Louis, I've decided, other than the Blues I've been following recently. But the Saints, like standing next to Sean Payton would be really cool while he discusses the team. Or, God, the NFL likes to make money. Put fucking cameras on their helmets. Yeah. Like, oh God. Could you picture being like Drew Brees' perspective? I don't know who that is. But that's the quarterback for the Saints. Okay. Sports balls. But yeah, I think it's a cool concept. I think there's a lot of technological hurdles they have to get over for it to be... My main concern, honestly, was that they were almost talking about it as though it was a separate VR unit.
That's
like you had to strap something special to your head, or it might just be something as simple as you put your phone in a unit or something. I don't know. There's not enough about it, but again, if you're interested in the idea of it, description below, full trailer, you get to see the idea. Not enough news for us to really make a solid kind of comment on it at this point, but definitely interesting.
Yeah, I think it's cool. It's got, like I said, a lot of technological hurdles before it becomes something that I'm like, I'm cool with this.
Following on from that, this is a handy-dandy bit of news from Japan.
Good old Japanese people.
PSVR accounts for 90% of Japan's VR headset market.
That does not surprise me one bit.
Because they're Japanese?
No. Well, kind of. Yeah. Well, no, if you look at like, because you have accounts in different areas, and I feel like the Japanese market has more games made for it, specifically. Versus the U.S.
You mean like schoolgirls that tutor you and?
Well, not just that, but I'm just saying like there's way more Japanese developers that are going to make a game for VR than there are Western developers that are going to make a game for VR, in my opinion, to be released in just that country.
Yeah,
that makes sense because U.S. wants money.
It's.
I mean, Japan wants money too. But
it's cool though that I mean that's a boosted market. That means that it's successful worldwide. So
the only concern
if it's doing well there, it's more likely to do well here.
Concern is since it's doing so well there. Developers making content towards that audience that I don't like a lot of Japanese style games that then would shun me out from games that could be potentially good. That's a concern with when it's so unbalanced like that.
The Japanese game industry is such a fickle beast to begin with. I think that like if they do start making very Japan-centric games specifically for that audience, for a start, the people that enjoy those games would love it. But secondly, like they're going to it's the same as like a Vita or whatever. They're just going to keep them over there. I don't think that necessarily affects the Western market in the same way that it does with something like a Vita, where the Vita is almost just entrenched in Japanese titles and not many Western titles.
Well, what I'm saying, if Western, here's what I'm getting at. A Western developer, 90% of units are in Japan. Are you more likely to make a piece of software towards those 90%?
It's not that 90% of all PSVR helmets are in Japan. It's just saying that in the Japanese market alone, ignoring the West, 90% of headsets owned are PSVR.
Okay, so 90% of VR headsets
in Japan.
Okay, sorry, I was reading it worldwide of like Japan is 90% of the headsets. Like, then I would do this.
Because that would, I would agree with you in that instance. Okay, obviously you're going to make games for them. It's just like if you separate United States, it's just Japan.
So between the big three, Oculus, Vive, and PSVR. Theoretically, there's other ones thrown in there, but 90% of those in Japan is PSVR.
Exactly, yeah.
That makes sense, partially because it's a Japanese company then.
Yeah.
Versus over here in the West, we have Oculus as an American company.
That's my thought as well. They just don't have as much grounding because you have to have the PCs and everything, and we know that Sony has a stranglehold in Japan, so it's... I
also want to know, like... I don't know Japanese government and politics well enough, but I would love to know if... the tax for bringing in like the Vive or the Oculus, how much that is compared to buying a PSVR. Because the PSVR is already cheaper.
Because it's there.
Because it's, it's in general, it's cheaper across the world, but it is going to be cheaper because it's made in the country. But then when you bring in the Vive, say...
I don't know if it's necessarily made in Japan.
Well, no, but it's Japanese
the company is there, so their taxes and everything.
In the U.S., it's $400 for the PSVR. It's $500, I think, for Oculus and $800 for the Vive, I believe. Something like that. So if it's like in Japan, say it's $400 for PSVR and it's $800 for Oculus and $1,200 for the Vive, that makes a world of difference of that. Yeah. So that's from a political standpoint, from an economical standpoint, it'd be interesting to kind of see how that all works out. And I'm sure that could be what skews the numbers a little bit. Because also Japanese people have very much an honor system, and they love their own companies.
That's true.
So that's
there is also a very large amount of PS4s that are available in Japan already. So it's like I think there's probably more PS4s than there are souped-up gaming PCs. But I don't know.
Well, they have the gaming.
They do have a lot
cafes.
of they do have a lot of people that like StarCraft and the MOBA.
Anyway,
moving on. This is a great bit of news that really, really made me happy. This is some Farpoint news. So Impulse Gear, who are the creators of Farpoint, tweeted out all of the control options to Farpoint because someone asked him, hey, what can I do? And there is literally something for everyone. So
when you say control options?
Like in terms of
control?
like smoothness, camera smoothness.
Okay, so you're not talking
control,
about like physical control options.
No, well, I think maybe some of those too, but like more so like the VR control options in terms of like the 30% turning and all that kind of shit. You know, having bubbles around you and stuff.
Yeah.
They've basically they've released like so many different ones, and there's just something for everyone, which is a really, really cool thing. I didn't have time to write them all down, frankly, but because it was like an epic like 8 or 9 tweet like thing. But yeah, if you want to check that out, I did actually pop a link to their Twitter account below. If you can find them, then they go through every single control option available, and it's just good to know that it's open. It's not a closed thing where you're going to be like, oh, now I'm stuck doing some shitty turning system I didn't want to do. So that means hopefully we get 100% smooth, we get, you know, real immersion. So that's
we get the people that want to do it completely normal. Well, I say normal, but the way we played on a flat TV versus people that get motion sick should be able to play the game and have the experience they want.
And that's exactly what we've been asking for from day one.
That's all you need.
So
I'm
really
sure that's
exciting.
not easy to do, but
no, it's probably not. But really
we're like, we want this. This is one thing.
Gear.
Cool. That's going to take us 7 months to implement.
Farpoint is probably my most anticipated game of the year at this point. So I'm really, really stoked.
I was talking to Dave last night. I don't really have an anticipated game yet this year.
We'll see.
E3's around the corner, so that's what I'm waiting for E3. I mean, Mario's the big one for me.
Some more footage that showed up out of nowhere this morning is Tekken 7 VR or Tekken 7 VR mode. So I'm not a big fighting games fan. I never have been.
I'm interested to see how this works because it's not first person.
Again, in the description below, you can see the YouTube thing, and what it looks like is kind of like you're seeing them third personally, but then you can see all around the characters while you're fighting.
God mode style.
A little bit like that, yeah, but I think it's like bigger than a God mode style game. It almost looks a little bit like that Steel Combat game, but instead of like a Steel Combat, which is the Japanese fighting game, you're they're still fighting in a 2D plane, but you're just like able to watch them go around the room. But with Tekken, it is very much a 3D plane, very similar to like your Tethered or whatever. But they are like big model characters. And,
I would love to. I just pictured the immediate picture I had when you said third person was like table size. Like you're just like looking down on a table.
You know, when you watch the trailer, it's close to that. I think it's a bit bigger than that, but when you watch the trailer, and again, it's in the description below, you can see exactly what you see when you're watching it. So I thought it was cool because even though I'm not a fight game fan,
I'm interested to see what
I'd like to see a fighting game.
I mean, I feel like the hardcore audience probably won't like it, but I'm interested to see what they think about it.
Yeah,
because most people are probably not going. Most people in that hardcore audience probably aren't going to do it. But there's people who are in that audience that also love VR, and I'd love to get their opinion on it.
Be interesting to see
when it comes out.
Another fun bit of news here, bit of news for the horror fans. Stephen King's
You seem to find a lot of horror.
There's a lot of horror news, man. It's big in VR. Stephen King's It remake includes VR content. So how much do you know about It?
That's a clown, right?
Yeah.
I know he stands in a sewer, and there's a meme going around of like, how did you get down here?
What would lure you into the sewer?
Mine was Chinese food, which, ironically, when I got that, I was eating Chinese food, so I was like, damn it. I was supposed to
for some lo mein.
Yeah. No, it was Kung Pao. But.
So, It was a mini TV series, miniseries, back in the 90s, I want to say.
So when I was a baby.
Yeah, and I watched it, and it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. It was really well done.
The clown is scary looking.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but even like the sense of dread that goes, because they take like a normal everyday environments, and then they'll just like put this horrible thing in there. So there'll be like a sink full of blood, or there'll be a decapitated head in the fridge, or there'll be just like a solo balloon floating around a library, and you're just like, fucking hell. Like the sense of dread was terrible. But now they've remade it. It looks great. The trailer looks great, but they've said there's going to be this kind of VR element to it, which I don't think I could even handle.
To the movie?
To the movie,
okay,
yeah.
So it's not a standalone. Okay.
I don't know if it's like an experience. I don't know if it's something they would release widely. They've just said there is a VR element to this new movie, so I'm assuming it's going to be some
like bonus feature type thing.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly how they're implementing it. I just thought people would find that cool because it's a popular movie.
That's interesting. So one of the things I think would be really cool getting on like, well, with Vive and HTC, you can just play it through a video feed. I don't know how that works to play 360 videos on X. We don't have it, but for PSVR, say you bought the PlayStation version of that movie, you get an exclusive PSVR thing which I think would be really cool. Yeah. I'd have to see how many people watch movies through PlayStation. I can't.
Yeah, I would be annoyed to have to buy them from PlayStation just for that. But I think if they could start including it somehow in the Blu-ray disc, like much the same as when you have those 360 videos and stuff, like all the all these music videos that Sony keeps coming out with. If they could just implement that, like you said, as a bonus feature on the Blu-ray disc, holy shit, that would be amazing. You would buy so many more Blu-rays. I don't know how much they could revive the Blu-ray market with that shit.
Yeah, but I don't know how much data that would take. I don't know how big.
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
But Blu-rays are pretty big at this point. They're 100 gigs, I think.
There's dual. I would think that'd be enough for a little like video, but
I don't know.
And then keeping in a similar nature, not really. Don't worry, we take a wild turn after this piece of news. Hideo Kojima, good old Kojima, has discussed his love of VR recently in an interview. So he was talking about Death Stranded, which is his new game that's coming out. Stranding, sorry.
He also said it's coming along pretty well.
He says it's coming along well, but he's not really giving details. It almost sounds like he doesn't know what he's doing. I'll say that.
Well, the game also is not coming out until 1920, so...
True.
It's probably...
in the past?
Yeah, 1920. It's actually going to be... He fell off the Titanic. They rescued him from the Titanic in 1912.
All the dead
and then
whales.
the stock market crashed, and that's where Death Stranding came from. It's actually because the stock market crashed. He's like, I don't know what to do.
So
actually, it was Roaring '20s. It crashed in the '30s.
In the interview, he talks a little bit about working with people like Norman Reedus and is it Mad Mikkelsen?
Norman Reedus' fetus,
the guy from Hannibal, and Norman Reedus' fetus, and just kind of sheds very little light on things like story, but does say he wants it to be more of an experience, like in terms of. I think he's definitely gonna go nuts with the crazy stuff in this game,
which he can.
But he's been talking about how much he really loves VR, because what he was talking about was the fact that during a normal flat game you have frames that you have to pay attention to. So what's in this frame, is it important? What's in this frame, is it important? But when you're in VR, the frames go away. So he was talking about how excited he was about the idea of working without frames, and then people were like, ooh, Hideo's making a VR game. So we'll see if that happens or not, but it's cool to know that the guy digs it, because if all the people that could really bring some super creepy experiences to VR, that's the dude.
I'm trying to think, based on, because I was rolling through the trailers in my head for Death Stranding, seeing if there's anything there that would like tip off that it potentially could be VR, but there's not enough.
I don't think they would make that game VR. I think there might be a mission or something, but I think that it's likely that he's probably going to just have a different division of his new company working on it.
Hideo Production or Kojima Productions.
So that'd be sweet. And then I have a mouthful, so you're gonna have to give me a second to pronounce this. Kizumonogatari experience is headed to VR. So for those of you that don't know, Kizumonogatari is a really popular series in Japan. It's a movie series, actually. It's like films and whatnot.
Anime?
There's 3 of them. Yeah, it's anime style. There's 3 of these movies, and they're very, very popular. And basically, they are going to be releasing a VR version. Again, this is about as niche news as I could possibly think, because I've never met anyone that's known the name Kizumonogatari. But if you happen to be a Kizumonogatari fan, you got some VR coming your way. So look forward to that. And then sticking with the weird Japanese, my favorite piece of news of the week. There's another game called VR Kanojo, which lets you sniff your VR girlfriend's panties with a VR scent device.
Was it who is it? Nostulus Rift? South Park.
Noculus Rift?
No, Noculus? Nostulus. It was the South Park where they did the fart and they had the thing in your nose.
It's a real thing
That
now.
is weird.
So
Why?
I will read it to you. I rarely do the reading of the articles on here, but this one I think it deserves it.
What website is this article on?
This is from Anime News Network.
Okay. So I want to know, kind of have context of where the perspective of this.
So Vaxo Inc. CEO Kentari Kawaguchi has announced a collaboration with the game VR Kanojo that will let players smell the scent of their virtual girlfriend and her pantyhose using a Vasco VR scent device that will work in collaboration with Oculus VR, Vive, and PlayStation VR. Attendees at the Unity developer event Unite 2017 Tokyo, which will be held at the Tokyo International Forum on May 8th and 9th, will be able to try the game out at an Illusion Company booth, and you can see your girlfriend there is a schoolgirl, so that's already super creepy. The Vasco scent device is a small cartridge that can be attached to a VR headset by means of an adapter. It has a battery life of 2 hours, and the final model is planned to use 5 different scent cartridges, which will have a shelf life of 1 month. The device is currently still in development, so the specifications are subject to change. The working prototype currently uses 3 different scent cartridges, and there's a little picture here what it looks like, and it just looks like a kind of
a Vive,
like a nozzle, like a
that's
muzzle.
Oculus right there.
Yeah. After the main character of VR, Kanojo Sakura Yuhi, invites the player into her room. They will be able to experience her scent to their heart's content. The experience is described as incredibly stimulating. VR Kanojo was released in February 27 and can be played with the Oculus VR and Vive VR headsets. Another VR game company recently gave fans a chance to undergo a marriage ceremony with a virtual bride at a real wedding chapel in Tokyo, and the CEO of Pokemon Go's Niantic has called VR a problem for society. So there you go. Sniff your girlfriend's panties in VR.
So I actually had not this conversation, but I had a conversation with somebody at work the other day about VR porn. And we've talked about it on the show where like everything in the porn industry pushes stuff forward. That's just how the porn industry has worked. And like, to me, VR porn is weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's an interesting thing to happen.
It makes sense.
It does, but it doesn't at the same time because you can't experience it because you're just looking at something, which I guess is what porn is.
That's what porn is
I guess
anyway,
porn
though.
is.
But this is definitely more of an experience,
but
I would say.
It was funny because I was talking to her about it, and it was just like, because Alana Pierce from IGN did a VR porn experience at some trade show at some point, and she said she felt completely just not disgusted, but just like uncomfortable because what she did was she was basically not strapped to the bed, but you're laying in bed and you can't move, and she goes, "That's my worst nightmare is being defenseless in something like this."
I could see that as a potential
stuff like
problem,
that. Where
but there's a lot of people that also that's their thing. So
I don't know.
Double-edged sword.
I think
perhaps?
I think VR porn is just too weird for me. I guess I'm in that boat.
Fair enough.
But
I would like to see it succeed in the porn industry, mostly just because I know it will push the rest of the industry.
Yeah. I just think it's weird.
Yeah,
if
you go.
They're going to start.
But sniffing your virtual Japanese schoolgirl panties is definitely weird. Not surprising from a country that has them literally in vending machines, but it's still super creepy and weird. So that's VR Kanojo. Yeah. Keep your nose out for that coming in the near future. So here's my favorite and last bit of news before we dig into gameplay. As you know, we're big fans of r/PSVR. Shout outs to those guys. And what we have right here is the accumulation of many kind of months of testing and voting and things like that.
I think I voted for this. Is this the list of like...
It's the top 30 games for VR as voted for by a lot of folks from the PSVR. 2,000 PSVR owners took part in this game.
Let's say it's 1,500 last time I checked, but
yeah, there's a lot of like subsections as well, but this is the big list. So I'm going to rifle down, and I want you to tell me if any surprise you.
Backwards to forwards.
I'm going from 30 down to 1.
Okay, I just want to make sure we get which order we're going.
Yeah, so 30 down to 1. So at number 30 we have Fated: The Silent Oath. Now you played that. Worth it?
I don't know. I have to see what else is on the list, but I could see that being on the list. Yes.
Okay. Worthy of perhaps being in the top 30 list.
What? Yeah, as I say, it depends on
29,
what else
Robinson The Journey, which
never played it. I want to play it. Do you still have that?
I do.
I need to borrow it from you.
Yeah, I really do need to try that again.
My friend, he used Bumblesworth. I'm sorry, he changed his name on YouTube recently because of legal things. So I have to make sure I get it right. Bumblesworth played this in VR and he enjoyed it. He had a lot of fun. The first time he saw a Velociraptor in VR was terrifying.
Yeah,
but he had a lot of fun with it.
I did not have my legs when I played it. It fucked me up after 20 minutes of trying to walk around, and now that I kind of do. You want to try it again? I am tempted to try it again. I'll be a bit faster. Well, let's at least get down to 10, okay? So the Brookhaven experiment is next. Here They Lie, the Playroom VR, Tethered, Windlands, Drive Club VR, Eagle Flight, Battlezone, Riggs Mechanized Combat Leagues, number 20, VR Invaders, Headmaster, PlayStation VR Worlds, Thumper, Chorix, Eve Valkyrie, Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin, Star Wars Battlefront, Rogue One, X-Wing VR Mission,
the hell of a...
Res Infinite, and 10 is Mortal Blitz. Now, this is interesting because there's a lot of newer games in here which have overtaken older games. Like, the fact that PlayStation VR Worlds is like 17 and Mortal Blitz, which came out 2 weeks ago, is 10. So it's a little weird.
PlayStation VR Worlds being up where it was kind of surprised me, and the other one was Tethered, just because this group had been so into it.
Super pumped on Tethered. Headmaster, I'd like to see a little higher too. I think that's a wonderful experience, and Thumper too. It's surprising, and Eve being so low as well.
Yeah, that surprised me.
So 10 was Mortal Blitz, and let's go down to them 10 to 1, and we'll talk a little bit about each one. Okay. So 10 was Mortal Blitz. We haven't played that, so we'll leave that there. 9 is Job Simulator.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you like that?
In my opinion, it's one of the best move experiences that I've played so far. When it comes to tracking, fun, again, just being stupid. What I picture a dumb VR game being, it does it perfectly.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Starblood Arena is 8, which is surprising because I've heard a lot of problems with the networking on that game. So I'm quite surprised to see it.
But that means
high.
the game's good.
Yeah, I guess so. Number 7.
When you get connected, it's good.
Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
That, yes. I is somebody who loves multiplayer games, and you haven't played this yet, I don't believe at all. I've played this. I've watched friends play it. It's fun. When we did the 24-hour live stream, DJ and Amanda came over, and it was fun watching a couple play it because, like,
that's how you end
when you play with a friend, you yell at each other because for those of you who don't know how this works, I'm assuming some of you have some knowledge of it, but the person in the headset is sitting in this room. There's a bomb that shows up in front of them with a bunch of panels that have clues and different things that you have to solve. The other person then has a manual with corresponding pages giving you instructions based on those panels. Person in the headset has to describe what they're seeing to the person with the manual. Person with manual cannot see the bomb.
It's essentially a VR Hurt Locker.
It's a communication conundrum sometimes because like. There's one that has shapes, and it was funny because I think I was playing with David. I can't remember who I was playing with. Probably had to be David because he's the only one who really plays games with me in VR. We were playing, and there's one where it's like a sperm with a tail, and he knew exactly what I meant because of the way the shape is. But if I said it to somebody else, they would have been like, because I think Amanda said a backward C with a line on it. Like so, but there's also different C's that show up, so that's why it's like.
Okay.
So you kind of learn based on the person you're with and communication.
And we're going to give this a shot at some point.
Yeah, we're going to yell at each other. Okay. It's a lot of fun though. I firmly believe that is one of the greatest couch co-op. I think it's probably the greatest couch co-op VR game that exists.
Cool. High praise. Number 6. I Expect You to Die.
Yes.
You like that?
Yeah,
I still haven't played that yet.
I love the James Bondy feel of it. David loves this game. I think he finished it or is pretty close to the end of it. He's talked about it. I think, yeah, he's pretty close to the end. But I enjoyed what I played of it. The diversity of the two. I only played the first level and then started the second one. Was interesting.
They keep it.
The humor, I think, is what makes the game awesome. The only problem I had was opening the damn knife. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Cut it with the bottle, which
forever. Turns
Turns out you can cut it with the bottle if you're more coordinated than I am. So I like that they give you different ways to do things.
That's cool.
So.
That's cool. All right. Number 5 in the top 5, Batman Arkham VR.
I would say this was the best launch one.
Yeah.
Period.
Good experience. But good.
Whenever you had somebody who, after PlayStation Worlds, I think that was the best launch, like initial getting in VR experience.
Yeah.
But when you're like, let's play something outside of this, making people's fantasies come true, this was the one.
Yeah.
That I was like, play Batman.
Very surprised this did as well as it did because I honestly had no idea what to expect when they announced it, and I'm glad that they did it the way that they did.
And
I wish it was longer.
The fact that Rocksteady did it made it.
Yeah, for sure. But I think like they could easily expand that to a full game.
Yeah,
but it's.
But they I don't think they knew at that point.
I don't think they had time.
Yeah,
frankly. Yeah.
But Sarah, who's been on our show a few times with streams and all that. Oh, excuse me. Loved this game. She went back and she was doing all the Riddler clues.
Yeah.
So. She said she needs to come back and finish it, and I was like, more power to you.
Numero 4, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
I never played this, but everybody who has that I've seen has said they enjoyed it.
It's an incredible time.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm very, very happy to have played that. Number 3, your favorite, Werewolves Within.
Hell yeah. This should be number 1 in my personal number 1. I mean, I'm waiting to see what the next 2 are, but I couldn't agree more. This is the best co-op. Or not co-op, best online multiplayer game in VR, which aren't that many. But it's social. It's better than Sports Bar VR. It's it's funny because you'll start a game, you join in, people are like, hey, welcome. And then some people know each other, some people don't. But by the end of it, you're all just laughing about stupid shit. There's one guy the other day that he's like, do you mind if I go smoke real quick? I'm like, no. And he gets his headset off and he's like, his head's freaking out because the VR unit doesn't know what to do. So he's like, his head is like spinning, and it's just like we were all just cracking up so hard at it. And these people I've never met, and I've added more people to my friends list from this game than anything else. This is the only game that will get me outside of a private party.
There you go.
Except Elder Scrolls, I'd fuck with people on there. But
number 2, Dirt Rally VR.
I haven't played enough of this to get a true judgment, but the few times I played, yes.
It's a really solid experience, and the fact that it was just an update to a traditional game, I love, because that has made that a possibility now. That's made that a path for other games to take. They just did a quick patch. Everything's in VR.
Well, I'm sure it
incredible
wasn't quick
experience.
for them to do.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't that quick, but everything's in VR. Everyone's happy. Great time.
Can I take a guess at what number 1 is? If that's number 2, because
may.
we've been talking about AAA games, and I think Dirt Rally is the second best AAA game that exists. Number 1, I think, is Resident Evil 7.
You are correct, sir.
Because I was like, what haven't we said yet? And I was like, what are we missing? And I was like, wait.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is number 1, and in my humble opinion, rightfully fucking so, too.
I probably, so personally with that list, that top 10, I would flip Werewolves and, well, I would make Werewolves number 1 because I've not played Resident Evil, so I can't talk about it. But I'd flip Dirt Rally and Werewolves just because I don't have enough time in Dirt Rally. But the list is fairly good. Maybe I wish Tethered was a little bit
it almost
up.
seems more leaning towards people, like the last thing people played. So I think things like Starblood and Mortal Blitz are higher than
because
something
they just
like
recently came out.
or even at the far end of
Tethered.
Stuff like Tethered.
think
Battlezone as well is a fantastic
Battlezone
game.
I didn't like when I played the demo.
But like Corix is above Thumper. You know, it's a surprising list. It really is. But I think that everyone
because you have the new excitement of the
everyone
new game.
kind of agrees on the last like 5 or so. I would say so. Great list, and that was put together. Where I want to try and give this guy some credit here, Mr. Tube. Yep. MRTUBE, that's u/Mr. Tube from Reddit. So thank you for putting that list together and allowing us to talk about it.
Thank you to all 2000. Did you fill out your things on there? I filled out mine.
I don't remember.
Werewolves was my number 1
Oftentimes
at the time when I filled it
things
out.
just pass me by.
Yeah.
I don't
So
recall.
I filled mine out.
But yeah, and again, as always, massive props to our r/PSVR viewers, and you guys are always engaging and helpful and cool. So we love you guys. That being said, that's your news roundup for VR. That's your new games, your deals, your news. So now it's time for a little gameplay. And I'll say this as a preface because we haven't actually recorded this yet. It should be quiz night, but.
Last time we did
know because the last time we promised you guys something, it didn't show up. So we'll go for quiz night. If not, we'll find something else equally cool. But thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget that if you really dig the show, you can help us out in multiple ways, not least of which is sharing this. I feel shitty posting this stuff on r/PSVR, but if you want to post it on r/VR, that would be cool. You can also buy shirts and mugs and all kinds of shit from our merch store, which is
shop.spreadshirt.com/Level2Gamers STL. That's 2 S's in there, remember? Level2Gamers STL.
So yeah, and of course support us on Patreon as well if you feel like it. But
Twitter.
As per usual, that's your weekly roundup. Check below in the description if you want to get links or YouTube videos or whatever to any of the things we discussed during the show today. If you have any comments or questions that you want to drop by, please feel free. In the meantime, we got a little bit of gameplay for you. And oh yeah, for those guys listening at home, thank you. For the podcasters. We love those guys.
Head over to level2gamers.com if you want to see the gameplay for listening to us. But we are the Level 2 Gamers. We are your weekly VR show with Level 2 VR because we have no better name. If you have a better name for it, let us know. That's what we came up with because we couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and jump into some gameplay, and we'll see you guys there.
Bye. All right. Oh, shit. Straight in, huh? What name do we give to the petals of a flower? I don't know. Which of these famous bands came from Liverpool, England? You have 4 seconds. The Beatles came from Liverpool, England. I don't think anyone else did.
Nickelback was Canada.
Which TV journalist married financier John Molnar? Diane Sawyer?
Katie Couric.
Wow, they just jumped you right in here, huh? 100 Years of Solitude? Fuck if I know. Let's go. Nope. Alright. How many bones are in each finger except the thumb of a human hand? 3. Dude, this is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm really intense right now. Part of the blood.
Platelets.
Platelets?
That's what, yeah.
I'm gonna move this so I can hear you a little bit. Which part of vanilla plant is vanilla recovered from? The bean! What is the real name of the mutant scientist called Mr. Sinister? Mr. Sinister. Nathan Gray science comic bookie. Oh, it's close. How many teeth do African elephants have to chew their food with?
4.
You think 4?
No.
19? 44. It was 4! Shit!
Told you. I don't
Who did the voice of Chef South Park? Isaac Hayes, baby.
Barry White. Sly Stallone. You're wrong. It's Sly Stallone.
Ooh, which of the following superheroes has never been a member of the X-Men? Iron Man? Which fighter became World Light Heavyweight Championship at UFC 52?
Chuck Liddell. Randy Couture. Randy Couture. Was it Chuck Liddell?
Ah,
it was Chuck Liddell.
Go with
Damn
Chuck.
it. I should have gone with my gut.
Who did Leonid Brezhnev replace as the What?
Khrushchev. Khrushchev. Khrushchev X.
And hey diddle diddle, what jumped over the moon? The cow. The cow, baby.
No. Yeah. Hey diddle diddle. Yeah. Cow jumped over the moon.
I know. Homeland is the story of what profession? I guess spy? CIA? I want this to be over with so I can understand what's happening. What was Wally West's first superhero name when he appeared in the DC universe? Wally West.
Kid Flash.
Kid Flash? Ah, you nailed it. Why does Peter Parker's suit turn black in the 2007 sequel Spider-Man 3? Because of the symbiotic alien substance, motherfucker. That's why. Which third world country has the world's largest Muslim population?
I'd say Saudi Arabia.
Saudi?
It's either Saudi.
Ah!
Nope. Wow, Indonesia.
The game of dominoes originated in which country? I reckon like Hungary.
I was gonna say Italy.
Let's go right there. Hungary. Ah, shit. China. What instrument indicates wind direction? Weather vane?
Weather vane.
Woo! Ah, I still fucking lost.
You finished third.
Alright, well, at least now I can get my bearings. So I'm in a empty studio.
Welcome to Quiz
Yeah,
Night?
sorry we didn't really get to say hi or nothing. We're playing Quiz Night, or something Quiz Night. I forget the full name. But it's, oh wow, that's it. That's super weird. So we're having trouble going online.
Because there's not enough people.
Yeah, so we decided to do a local game instead, which I guess I'll jump in another one. What's that? Should I try some mini games?
The only concern I have is swinging because the mic in front of you. So.
I'll be good. Let's do targets. So Quiz Night is... Oh, okay. Hello. Well, this is neat.
So you got to throw this into the hole.
Press R1 on the move controller.
Or the move button, which is the top button.
Okay.
And throw it in the hole. That is not in the hole.
It's not in the hole. Well, it's a little tracking wise is a little funky.
Well, you kind of got a light right on your move controller, so there's that.
Oh, that was better. Oh shit. Sorry.
You're like right at my head.
Oh, did I get one?
You got 3 points.
Oh no.
You know you got 2 hands.
Do I? Oh, I do. Are those like bumpers?
Oh, you got 8 points though.
This is a nightmare. Look at the tracking. Look at my arm just.
Again, partially that's because we got the light directly on you. Like you have studio lights pointed at you right now.
Yeah, I could see that as being an issue. I'm sticking to this one. I like this one. So Quiz Night is a quiz game, a trivia game. It does have some online play aspects, but it also is kind of peppered with... I'm so bad at this. I'm the worst. Also peppered with mini games. It's so hard!
Take a shuffle to your right. There you go.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm not playing that again. It is weird how it kind of just throws you back to the entrance. Let's try,
Race of knowledge.
Race of knowledge, I guess, since they're moving pretty quickly. Let's see how this works. But it's interesting. It's like kind of like Buzz or whatever. Oh my god. Which national hero is featured on the US $10 bill?
Who's on the 10?
Tell me.
Do you know?
No.
Andrew Jackson.
Oh shit! I pressed the wrong button. God damn it. This is kind of
nice.
cool. I feel like I'm in Mario Party. What molecules in fossil fuels are made from carbon and hydrogen?
Hydrocarbons. I'm not joking.
Okay.
That's the actual answer.
Am I the red one or I'm yellow? Okay. Where's he going? I got far away this. Oh,
no, you're the red one.
I am the red one.
Yeah.
Cool. How many of Henry VIII's children succeeded him on the throne in England?
None.
None.
You're English, Tom. You should know this.
Oh,
Oh, come on, Tom.
I don't know.
You're English.
I'm bad at math.
I know.
I'm
It's
still
not
winning.
even math. It's history. You might want to look at the
Where's
play.
he going? What,
He's got a shortcut.
Look at this shit.
I don't know how it determines how many spaces you move.
I don't know. Nikola Tesla's best known for his work with what?
Electricity.
Alternating current.
Yep.
That's right. Bye, my little guy.
Otherwise known as AC current.
Oh, ah!
Yvette just went
That
through
just
you.
went straight through me. Okay. All right. I like how they have this like camera and stuff. Oh, it's tracking my headset.
You gotta look.
Oh, what villain led to the formation of the Avengers?
Red Skull. Loki. Loki.
I think it's Doctor Doom. No, I'm an idiot.
It's Loki.
Yeah, you were right.
Why do you
Loki.
think Loki was in the first Avengers movie?
I don't know. I don't really like the movies that much.
That's all I watch.
What is the nickname of the U.S. Army's 1st Infantry Division? The Big Red One, baby! Woo!
I didn't even know that one.
One of the first Call of Duty games was called The Big Red One.
Oh, so video games paid off.
Yeah. Oh, did I get on the ladder? Oh!
No, you weren't sure.
How did Luke Cage get his super strength and unbreakable skin?
I know nothing about Luke Cage.
He
Drugs.
was born
Drugs.
with it.
Drugs.
Oh, Sabotage Experiment.
Oh,
I
I
don't
was gonna
remember
say
that.
drugs.
I watched that show, too. I remember there being a weird experiment. I guess I missed that part.
At the very beginning.
I like my helmet.
Baseball.
What team did Josh Beckett pitch for in the 2000s?
Marlins.
The Marlins?
Marlins.
Teamwork! And off I go. Blue needs to go down.
Well, you're right behind him.
Going down, Federico. Who wrote the book The Count of Monte Cristo?
Dubois? Oh, that's right.
Oh, it was out of that and Alexandra. It's close. Alright.
Blue didn't get it, though. It doesn't... Oh, wait. You haven't moved yet.
I like this one, though. I like this more than the other one. Gray, blue, bowhead, and finback are varieties of, I assume, whale?
Sharks. No.
Boom! Oh, drawing. I wonder if you go back if you hit this one. Oh, which of the following superheroes has never been a member of the X-Men? Iron Man. We did that in the last one. That's a shame they're cycling questions this quickly. I've only played 2 games. But, you know, I mean, I guess there's only so many superhero questions. Baseball, this is you. What did the Boston Red Sox receive from the Yankees in exchange for Babe Ruth?
What do you think?
Cash?
Yep.
Awesome. I know baseball. Apparently.
The greatest worst deal of all time, depending on which side of the trade you're on.
Yeah. Not a lot of cash.
Really great baseball player.
The Mustang is originally descended from horses brought to North America from
Spain.
which country? Spain?
I don't know.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I was gonna say it's Mustang, that I believe is a Spanish word.
Awesome.
You know, if you say things with confidence, people will believe you.
This would be fun in multiplayer. Ooh, what's a question mark?
Chance.
Okay, world geography. What city is the major center of India's IT industry, popularly known as the Silicon Valley of India?
Bangalore.
Bangalore?
I don't know.
Fucking, how do you know this shit?
So, I grew up in a very cultured family, Tom.
How many legs does a dung beetle have then, fucker?
6 was my gut, but I'm gonna say 8.
8?
6 is my gut.
I'm going with 8. Ah!
So, we joked that I would be really good at a random quiz show. This is proving my point.
Yeah, just guessing wise. I'm winning as well. Go away!
I told you
Go away, yellow.
I can go with my gut, or I can go with what I think is right.
Ah, it's in my face. I don't like it. It's right here. Look at this.
Look, you got a question.
Which type of animal species and type is correct? What? Which pair of animal species and type is correct?
I can't read because you're... Komodo dragon.
Oh, I pressed it, but I was too late.
I had to read. There was a lot of reading on that one. I was like, wait, I hadn't finished reading it.
That was a little unfair. Yellow, you get your ass back here.
So, what we've learned, Tom, is that I'm good at trivia games.
I'm bad at them. Look at Yellow. Fuck that shit. Come on, give me a good question. U.S. history. All right. Where was the Battle of Bunker Hill fought?
Where was it fought, Tom?
Bunker Hill?
No. Gettysburg.
You're lying!
You weren't right either.
I feel like Bunker Hill was
was too easy of an answer.
A bit unfair. What is it?
Schipperkirk.
Schipperke?
Eskimo dog, based on the language.
Oh, it was a black dog. Motherfucking yellow!
I was trying to go based on the word. It looked like a Inuit word.
Oh,
you're losing, Tom.
So close. Come on. Music. All right. What rap group was Flavor Flav? Public Enemy. Ooh.
Flavor Flav. I wonder if you move more spaces, the quicker you get it.
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I was like, all right. Oh fuck, yellow's getting too close. No! Is he there?
Almost.
Oh, he's one away. Who wrote the book?
John Grisham. John Grisham. John Grisham.
Did Yellow get
Favorite author of all time.
Did Yellow get it? Shit! Yellow got it. Oh. That sucks. That was way more fun.
I say do one more of those.
One more of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, we've determined, again, I am really good at random trivia.
I'm going to listen to you.
I honestly, 9 times out of 10, if I don't know the answer, I just go with my gut, and my gut tends to be right so far. But yeah, John Grisham is one of my favorite authors of all time. Those of you who don't know who John Grisham is, go look him up.
Football, this is you. What was the nickname of the Detroit Lion cornerback Dick Lane?
I don't know. I'm going to say cornerback is going to be...
Dick Lane, the night train, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. Nothing about football, but I can rap.
Because I was going based on position. I was like, he's got to be night train.
I still feel weird being like in the floor, I got to say. But I guess I'm the same height as these little doll things, so it kind of makes sense. All right. What NFL team plays its home games at Orchid Park?
Buffalo?
Oh!
That was me, because I did that process of elimination. I was like, no, the Saints don't. I know the Eagles, or the Patriots don't.
This is a different map, too. Which of the following movies was not adapted from a James Clavell novel?
I have no... Shogun.
King Rat. Ah! Gungadin. Both of us
neither
were wrong.
of us.
King Rat was the only one that didn't sound like an actual, like, Japanese thing. Look at this motherfucker.
Yellow's winning.
I bet he gets on the thing, too. General sports. Who wrote the book Driver 8?
I don't know. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Because that's his number.
Boom!
Or was his number.
Keegan's NASCAR knowledge for the win!
Aren't you happy I know NASCAR now?
For that one reason. What is the name of Captain Ahab's ship?
You should know this one. The Jolly Roger.
It wasn't the Jolly
No.
Roger. Oh, it was one of those.
I don't know.
Two.
I don't know. I didn't know that one. Oh.
What percentage of acidic acid is legally allowed in vinegar?
5, 6.
Ah!
Should have stuck with my gut.
Your gut.
Should have stuck with my gut. So whatever I say first, go with that one.
Oh no! Green's with us. Which of the following has never been a member of the Avengers?
Iron Man. So it seems like that one's the only one repeating.
What? Oh no, he's in the Avengers. The X-Men was the last one. Shit! That was a gimme. I fucked that up. Alright. Oh well.
Yeah, you're losing, Tom.
Look at this guy staring at me.
Look at him. He's like, you fucker.
Motherfucker. Okay, we can do this. What are the two traditional colors of Halloween? Black and orange.
Orange is the new black, by the way.
Yay! Oh. At least green's staying put. Why did I only move like one space?
I want you to land on the question mark and see what happens.
I wish it would explain the rules a little better in terms of like how you get to move. What is the name of the tiny bird that sips flower nectar?
Hummingbird. 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 Hummingbird.
All right.
Hummingbird.
I got it.
Grandma loves her hummingbirds. Grandma
right.
loves hummingbirds.
I'm still like miles behind though. This sucks. A nanny is an adult female animal of what sort? Go.
I wasn't even ready for that.
Nobody was ready for that.
I didn't even get to read all the options.
I just know these things. Which 1986 bowling movie stars
know.
Woody Harrelson? Kingpin. Boom.
This is that's where I get lost.
All right. Feeling it now. Oh, what's up, Green? You didn't get it right? Oh, Yellow just fucking had an outer body experience. Tammy. World history. What country has the scene of the Boxer uprising?
China.
Oh, nice job, sir.
So, this is showing that I'm actually smarter than I give off sometimes. Just saying that now.
Well, general knowledge, you know.
No, dude, history is like, I love history, so.
All right. So what nation has no U.S. embassy but has an honorary consulate in Honolulu?
That's not history, that's geography, and I'm gonna say Cuba.
Cuba? No. Oh,
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
So.
Where's the largest capital of the largest city in Iraq? Baghdad?
The only reason I know that is because of the war.
Yeah.
Like.
Still, I'll take it.
That's where
what
Allie's
the fuck?
from. Shout out, Allie. Oh.
Where am I going? Did I land on the question mark?
Maybe.
Which is the most populous island in Indonesia? New Guinea? New Guinea was in my heart.
I was gonna say Sumatra.
Oh, Java. Oh, look at him. You little bitch. Off in the distance. Alright, come on. I gotta win this round. La Cartala is an active volcano in what nation? Madagascar?
No, because there's no volcanoes in Madagascar.
Oh, why do you tell me these things?
Because you answered it already.
You're too slow. I can change my answer.
So, fun fact about this, I like that they do it real quick so you can't look it up online.
Yeah, that's true. Although it would be hard to look it up with a VR headset on.
Well, if you have somebody like me sitting next to you.
Boston Red Sox received from the Yankees in exchange for Babe Ruth cash?
Yep.
Oop. Couple of the same questions, little disheartening.
Which, theoretically, they do patch and add more questions, I'm assuming. Really? A million? No, giga. Mega.
Oh.
Yeah, because megabyte's a million bytes.
Green's still there. Although I'm still
Come on, Tom.
now.
You should know that.
Famous author Updike has a full name of...
John Updike? That's my gut.
Going with your gut. Oh, man!
I have no idea where
your gut is ridiculous.
From.
Togo shares its east and west borders with which two countries?
Ghana and Benin was the first one, but that's not right.
Oh my god! Why am I only got one space? 2007 film Ghost Rider. What profession is Nicolas Cage's thing? He was a stunt motorcycle
I don't know.
rider.
That's where you come in.
I was trying to get it like real fast. Oh, maybe I move 8 steps. 1. No, that's 1. See, what the fuck? Who appeared as Harry the Hat several times on Cheers?
Begley.
Shatner. Oh, why wouldn't I choose Harry? I'm a fucking idiot. All right. I hate that I'm not moving. Named AP Coach of the Year 2014 NFL?
Bruce Arians. Actually, I think Sperano. Nope, Bruce Arians. Because I thought that was the year that the Cardinals won.
Oh my god.
For those of you who are watching, I just want to point out that I am, again, smarter than I look sometimes.
Oh, at least I'm moving there, baby. All right. How many of the original U.S. colonies became states?
Oh, shit. I want to say 13?
Oh!
I should know that quicker than that answer, but 12? I was thinking 12.
What American president introduced the first Siamese cat into the United States?
Grover.
Oh!
Damn it.
No.
I was going to say that first. That was my, again, gut was that, but I was like...
Stay there, Blue. Where are you going, Blue?
I need to stay with my gut.
Whew. Which breed of dog was bred for chasing rats? Rat terriers!
Nope.
Where are they? Scottish Terrier? It's got to be Scottish Terrier.
Is that what you have?
I have rat terriers.
Oh, you have rat terriers, but...
Oh, did he win?
Not yet.
Oh my god.
Not yet. Math.
Oh, what is the common point of a pyramid called?
Apex.
Apex.
Nadir?
Oh. Oh, so close. At the end of The Dark Knight Rises, most of Wayne Manor is sold and the profits are given to whom? Alfred?
I was gonna, yeah.
Yes! Oh, no! Oh, was that the end? That's not the end?
No, that if you look at the screen up top, it shows you where he is in comparison to the end. Those screens, there's a line that he's got to go to. Beverage and food.
Trader Vic claims credit for creating what drink?
Martini was my gut, but that's...
I went with my gut!
Because that's... I knew that was wrong.
Woo! Mai Tai. Oh my god, this is
see.
stressful, man. We're like 4 away from winning. Food and beverage. What flavor is Grand Mariner?
Lime.
Oh, no!
No! I was thinking, what's on the seat? Oh,
No! You blue bastard! Okay, you stay there. Whew. Technology. Okay, what was the original name of the Sony Walkman? Shit, I don't know!
Carryabout. That sounds like something they would say.
No! Sound effect. Don't
I
you
thought
move,
about
Blue.
that too.
Don't you move. No one else got it. Okay. Oh my god. I didn't know it had another name, actually. Fuck you,
either.
Eddie. Come on, man.
What's next?
Ugh.
Superheroes.
In 2016 film Suicide Squad, who plays Batman? Shit, I don't know.
Ben Affleck. Ben
Is
Affleck.
it? I don't think...
It's Ben
he did play.
Affleck.
Okay. Oh, shit. Blue got there, though. Oh, my God. Has this for an exciting ending. What is steam drawn deep from within the Earth?
Geothermal plants.
Geyser.
Oh, sorry, yeah. No!
Shit!
I was right!
Shit!
I was like, wait.
What is the JLE villain deconstructor's real name?
I don't fucking know! Archibald Tipple.
Wooly! No!
Oh, fucking Tom! That's twice! That is twice at the end.
He would have won anyway.
No.
He got it right.
Because I got the one before that, too.
You
You just didn't listen to me.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So, what do you
quiz
think?
night. Honestly, like, it's a little bare bones,
By yourself, I don't think it'd be as fun.
but I think it was a lot of fun. And I think with, like, if you were playing with your friends
Or if you could play
or
online. with
it would be a good time.
So go to start real quick and go to local. Because you can play... So where's your controller at? Because I want to see what this looks like.
Oh, over here.
Cool. I'm going to run in front of the camera real quick.
Go ahead.
Don't hit me. Hi, guys. So I'm going to see what this does when I add the social screen. Oh, you got to push square.
No.
Oh. I was hoping we could choose... Oh, it's because we have... You probably have to have another controller. Because this controller's hooked to your account.
I don't know.
So,
Anyway.
but you can have multiple people locally. It says there you have available. So, because I think if I push it,
It's a pretty good time.
That was me.
It's a pretty good time. I would say for the price point, $12. That's 12 down from 15.
Normally 15.
Absolutely worth it.
We had a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun with it, yeah, for sure.
Again, note to self, Tom. Go with my gut.
Also, the developers of this game have been supporting it really well. They've been giving out keys. They've been doing beta runs. They've been trying their best to put out the best possible product they can. And I think there's definitely tweaks that could be made to improve the experience. Maybe more like style in the board game as opposed to just being like a flat checkerboard. Less repetition in the questions, but other than that, I had a really good time. So I would recommend it.
It's a good variety of questions too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, like the different subjects and everything. And I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it says here: general knowledge, entertainment, sports, animals, superheroes, general knowledge, entertainment, sports. So it just kind of cycles those, but then you have like maths and world history and geography and stuff. So good time. But that is quiz night. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, welcome to the second level. Bye. Bye.
It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level.